Hi and welcome to the Night Shift Court podcast.
We are three Aussie girls going under the mountain to talk fantasy books.
Join us in going beyond the pages where we will talk about our favourite authors and their series.
Come with us to explore the stories, one shift at a time. Hi ladies.
Hello. Hi. Welcome back. Chapter 21. I'm very excited today because we think that we've nailed our video situation. So, hi.
Hi.
Hello.
You can see our faces. So one thing before we get started, I wanted to say a huge thank you because we are seeing so many amazing numbers pop up on our analytics, which is so freaking exciting. We've had people listening from Singapore and Indonesia and the US and Canada. So thank you so much for your support, guys. We obviously want to do this for an audience, but it's still like a bit surreal. And as much as we love hanging out with one another and like we love this story, we want to produce content for people. So it's pretty epic.
Yeah.
It's so exciting.
Thank you. We're very
crazy.
flattered. Okay.
Let's get into it.
Let's do it.
So we ended last episode where Feyre goes to Calanmai. She feels the pull of the drums and she rocks up.
Yeah.
Yep.
So introducing recent.
Yeah, so he says to her the famous line, "There you are, I've been looking for you."
Yeah. So things that she notes immediately, he's not from the Spring Court because he doesn't have a mask. So it's pretty obvious that, you know, he ain't from around here. That reminds me of you. I'm not from around here.
Well, I'm not.
And he notes immediately that she's mortal. You know, you can smell that shit a mile away.
Yeah.
I do wonder, what do mortals smell like? Have
Well-
we been told?
Antiperspirant deodorant.
Yeah, probably
Hopefully.
just the fragrance, the eau de parfum.
Yeah. That's nice then.
Marc Jacobs Daisy.
Yeah.
Hey, I like that.
Yeah.
She describes Reese as having eyes so deep that they were violet.
Yeah. Oh.
I know. One of the other things that she says is that he is as if he'd been moulded from the night itself.
Yeah, I had that too.
Yeah. I love that.
And I could have sworn tendrils of star-kissed night trailed in his wake.
Yeah.
So we know that she describes him as the most beautiful man that she's ever seen. So we have this obvious picture in our mind. Mars is just making us fall in love with Reese from the get-go. So she notes his arrogance in asking him about which court he belongs to. He's offended because he thinks, how could I possibly belong to the Spring Court?
Yeah.
And although she thinks he's beautiful, she notes that he looks deadly, basically. So he's an intimidating character.
He's obviously dangerous.
Yeah.
And I think it's backed up with one of the things that he says to Feyre, which is because all the monsters have been let out of their cages tonight, no matter what court they belong to, so I may roam wherever I wish until the dawn. So, she sort of describes this beautiful, amazing picture of him, but then teams him with the fact that he's deadly.
Yeah, that's
He's
right.
hot but deadly.
Hot but deadly. I mean,
Our favourite.
I mean,
our
not
fave.
bad.
Yeah, absolutely. So Lucian finds Feyre and calls her a useless human again.
As usual, yeah.
Yep. And she notes that she feels like he's talked to her like a sack of potatoes.
Which is great, really.
Yeah.
So she's trying to get away from him, but he's grabbing her and he's hauling her back to the manor.
Yeah.
So
like-
it's all over Feyre.
And
Yeah.
like when he does, she notes how fast he's running
Yeah.
over his shoulder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously, like face speed.
They have a really awkward conversation when they arrive back at the manor about what the right actually is.
Yeah.
It's like this awkward sex talk
Yeah.
between like mum and daughter, or dad and daughter rather.
Yeah.
So he explains that the maiden, so Tamlin has to hunt down a white stag and kill it in a sacrificial offering.
I find this weird as hell.
It's old school, right?
It is, yeah.
It's a bit like creepy, the maiden. I don't like it. I'm not here for it.
Yeah, look,
Their celebrationary orgy just
it's and also that like they need to eat before everyone else can eat.
Ew.
I'm sorry, did I do that a bit? Did I? No?
No, I mean it's true. It's
Yeah.
true. It's just it would be weird. I wouldn't go.
Go.
Wouldn't go to that party.
See,
I mean,
I think I'd go. I'd go.
Is Shadow Daddy there?
I mean,
Well, no.
no.
Yeah, see, okay.
No.
I mean, I would have to check the guest list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Right. So yeah, Lucian's taken her away.
Yep.
And Feyre's hungry. she gets out of bed for a cookie.
Yeah.
A little midnight snack-a-like.
Before
Relatable.
that, Lucian goes back to like try and chill Tam out.
Oh,
he's
yes,
gonna
of course.
smell her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he's all up in his beast mode. But he obviously
Yes.
can't handle himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As usual, to be fair.
So she goes for a cookie. She's hungry. Apparently the rite really took it out of her. And then she runs into Tamlin in the hallway.
Yeah.
After he's returned. Yeah. And she notes that he's got some painting all over his body and that she can see where the hands of the maiden presumably have been, and that she ignores that they go down his pants.
Can you imagine though, right? So you've got a little crush on your High Lord and then he's like, right, and yeah, albeit he's smelled her and he's gone a bit cray and he wants her, but he's like, oh well,
Still
like can't have her, gonna choose this chick and let her do her thing.
Yeah.
And she
I wonder
said,
who he chose.
don't be gentle with me.
Yeah. But I do think, like, being devil's advocate,
Okay.
it is obviously
Receiving.
like his realm. They do this every year. Just because Faye's turned up doesn't mean that they're going to stop doing it. Like, he's still the High Lord.
Yeah.
He still has to
Tradition's
do it.
tradition.
Faye has also not really been that open to him until Fiddle Night.
I disagree. I disagree because Tamlin knows that she is the key to the whole curse situation.
That's why she's there.
Yeah,
right.
and he's like he knows he's trying to woo her and get her to fall in love with him. But he's like, oh, I know how to do that. I'll sleep with somebody else because that always
they tried to keep it away from her anyway. Like it's her that snuck out to go to this thing. If she hadn't snuck out and found out what was happening, she would never have known. No one would have told her what happened.
That's deceitful.
But yeah,
So is the
what's
whole
worse?
damn story.
Yeah,
Kate.
okay, fair. All right.
Please.
All right. Goodness. Okay. So yes, I smelled you. He boasts about his movements with the other woman, and this is the first time he exerts his authority by.
I'm sorry, could you do that again, please?
He bites
her.
I quite like it,
Yeah,
but that's
story for another time.
yeah.
Yeah, he bites her and pins her up against the wall.
Yeah.
And
Maria, goodness me. I mean, he does say to her that he would have been gentle with her and taken a very, very long time.
it's not for me.
I want it rough and I want it quick.
Everyone got so quiet that it was like,
yeah, because we were in thought.
I think Feyre does the most dramatic thing that she's done since the beginning of the book, which is slap him in the face.
yeah.
Which I love because who else would slap a High Lord in the face? It's a very Feyre thing to do. Yeah, very ballsy. And
It's
she's
also
got
a very Nesta thing to do.
Yeah,
It is. Yeah.
yes, yeah. So,
Especially when he's basically just been like,
yeah,
I want to fuck you.
yeah,
And she's like, rude, you just fuck someone else.
Yeah.
yeah,
Bim, bim, bim.
yes,
Yeah.
the correct response. I would
Absolutely.
think.
Yeah, go girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, they settle down for the night. Feyre returns to her bed. I can't remember if she sleeps or not, but anyway, it's the next morning.
What were you
think she does.
insinuating she does?
Just thinks about
Oh.
I think she goes
Not
to
where
bed.
I went.
Replays the memory.
I think she just goes to bed.
Okay.
Yeah, just to bed.
Okay. So Feyre is explaining to Lucian what Tamlin did at breakfast the next morning. So they have a bit of a spat at the breakfast table, if you please. And yeah, Tamlin's, he knows he's stepped out of line, tries to apologise. And yeah, it's a bit awkward, this whole thing, because they're talking about it and Feyre's not pleased, but she's also like, you know, like a bit more.
He likes me.
Yeah.
He bit my neck.
She's a bit flattered.
knows.
And she's wearing her bruise like out and about. She's like, look
She
at my
was
neck.
going to cover it up and then she's like,
bold.
nah, fuck that.
Yeah, she's bold. After the slap in the face, she's like, cool, I'm gonna be bold all the time. She does soften again after their little breakfast interlude, and she shows Tamlin some of the paintings that she's painted in the time that she's been there. And she paints him the pool of starlight that they saw in the meadow, and he actually chooses a different one. He chooses a very bleak looking one. I think it's a black and white one of the forest instead. He sort of chooses that one, even though she's like, no.
Yeah, she's
no,
like,
I
look
did
at
this
these.
one for you.
I wonder if that's just, you know, because that's his mood, you know, like he's a bit troubled.
Oh, I think it's also, again, like the foreshadowing that Sarah did at the beginning. So the picture of the forest, or the way it's described to us in the picture, is very similar to the forest that Feyre was in when she killed his sentinel to begin with. Yeah, so I sort of just think it's another connection there between the two things.
Yeah.
But funnily, she chooses to wear a dress to dinner for the first time.
Yeah, so Alice is teasing her about this.
Yes.
And she presents herself in the dining room in this gown, and Lucian's like, I am late for something incredibly important.
I need to not be here.
And he just bails.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Yet again, one of my favourite characters.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
So we see some relationship building here between the two of them at the dining table, and the intricacies about what's going on in Prythian, and like Tamlin's heavy workload and her painting, essentially.
Yeah.
So we first see Tamlin's jealousy here too, when he asks about who she's painted in the village, and it's either Isaac or it's Thomas.
I think it's Isaac.
Yeah.
Yes.
And he's like, who's that sort of thing? And after their conversations about how Tamlin was quite selfish to keep her at the spring court, Feyre then reveals that she didn't lock her bedroom that night.
Yes.
So she's finally accepting that she wants Tamlin to visit her at night. So the sexiness is brewing.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he tries to
Underlying sexiness. Of not locking your bedroom door.
Yeah.
He tries to lure her. He tries to impress her the next day by taking her out to another meadow as well.
Another meadow.
I mean, how many meadows are there?
It
I
is
guess
the
it is the
spring
spring
court,
court, but
yeah.
I'm getting a bit
It's all
sick of
meadows.
meadows there.
It's just all
I would be
meadows.
bored.
Yeah. Same.
And
And
he
that's
asks,
because you two know where you want to go.
yeah.
Yeah. Shadows.
He is awkward in asking for a kiss in return for removing his glamour. And hilariously, she gives him a kiss on the back of the hand.
Well,
Which
she's
I
just
love.
I love
She's
that
so
too.
clever.
It's a firm friend zone thing to do, right?
But she doesn't even want him in the friend
No.
zone, though.
It's just admit it, Feyre. Like if,
I think it's weirder that he kisses her eyelids.
ew.
Yeah.
To like take away the glamour. He's like, I'm going to kiss on both of your
Yeah.
eyelids.
Yeah, no, that's not for me.
No, neither's, none of this so far is
Yeah, no, we've worked that out,
to be
okay?
honest.
Yeah.
He puts the glamour back on himself after he kisses her eyelids, and he explains that he does so because it gives him physical markers as a High Lord that other Fae can tell his power if he keeps the glamour off himself. Yeah.
Okay, so Feyre then sees Alice for the first time noting she's not high fae, and describes her in a kind of way, describing her appearance not being particularly palatable.
Yeah, yes.
A squat woman with tree bark skin and a familiar bird mask. So she's like, I've seen that mask before, but who the fuck are you?
Yeah. I still like Alice, even if she's described like that.
A tree bark. Love that. So Alice is like, what is wrong with you? I'm me. Hello. It's me. Hi. I am the problem.
Sometimes.
So she originally had catalogued her being fair, plump and high fae looking. So yeah, now she's...
The glamour made her look more human than she actually is. But Feyre also realises that the glamour's been removed from all of the staff now.
Yeah.
So she doesn't realise that they're all still there in the time that she's not been able to see them. So she's been walking around and admiring the paintings and like making her weird little picture map and
talking to herself.
Tiptoeing around.
Yeah, talking to herself, running across the grounds.
Just being a weirdo.
And everyone at the Spring Court is just, dead from laughter.
So we know that like Tamlin can only glamour the things that are belonging to the Spring Court. So he can't glamour things like the Puka or the Ator.
Yes.
That because they're not Spring Court peeps.
Yeah.
And then Lucian teases Feyre about being with Tamlin and says, if I offer you the moon on a string, will you give me a kiss too?
It's so funny because I wrote notes about it, but all I wrote was Lucian's a dickhead. I don't remember what it was, but that would be it.
That would be it. Lucian's a dick. Yeah. And then it all gets a bit dark and scary.
Tamlin can't glamour the head that's found in the garden.
And the spike.
Yeah. Yeah. It's got the Night Court symbol on it. So we hear what the Night Court symbol is for the first time.
Yeah.
And yet again, Lucian's so Lucian in that he just like stomps into the fountain.
Yeah.
And like climbs the statue, pulls the head off, splashes back down. Like,
I love that.
But
can you imagine like Feyre's like, and she's out to paint and she's like skipping out into the meadow and then she's like, whoa.
It certainly would be rude.
And you know how I like to make sure everything's linked back to something else?
Yeah.
All I can think about is the head on the spike is the Uruk-hai in Lord of the Rings, like that.
That's actually the picture I have in my hand too,
Okay, good. So I'm not alone.
No.
Cool.
Tamlin starts to talk about the cruel and wicked ways of the High Lord of the Night Court as well. So this is one of the first times we hear anything about the Night Court because no one successfully gets in and out of there. Yeah. So they only know certain information, and he reveals some of that to Feyre after the head's found. But he does reassure her that she's safe in the Spring Court.
Yeah. So she's chilling.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stay with the High Lord, Yeah.
Yes.
She's like reliving that.
Yeah.
Literally.
I think she realises that the blight is worsening and, that if other courts can get this close to the manor and this close to her, that things are getting worse and worse. So she sort of sees bits and pieces of that all the time, but this is a really clear indicator.
So Tam's called away for the night and it's the first night he's ever spent away. And when he returns, Alice grabs Feyre and pulls her upstairs to get changed into something beautiful for him. And this is where we first hear about her skeletal form being way more womanly.
Yes.
So she's like, gangly and stuff prior to this. But I hate how she feels like she has to change herself for him. Like we see that later that she doesn't do that.
Yeah.
So it's really obvious in this part of the series that she's
resisted the dressing like the whole time.
Yeah.
Changing
and then
what she's wearing.
Yeah. I fucking hate that women try to do that. So I hate that in Feyre's behaviour. Tonight, summer solstice. She learns that she's actually going to be able to participate in this party, so she's keen.
Yeah, yep.
And I think there's a part there as well where Faye says she doesn't want it to be like Kalami, whatever it is.
Calamai.
And she hopes that Tam doesn't have to fuck anyone.
Yeah. So she gets drunk.
Yep.
She does.
Yeah.
Lucian, again, favourite character, warns her not to drink. Don't drink the fairy wine. I mean...
To be fair, I would drink the fairy wine.
Absolutely,
I
would
would
too.
be drinking that Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She also remembers that last time Lucian gave her a warning, he warned her that the witch berries were harmless, so she ate some and then she hallucinated for hours afterwards and Tamlin threw Lucian into the reflection pool.
Epic.
When do you trust Lucian?
Yeah, so she obviously doesn't trust him, but she drinks the wine anyway because why the hell not? Good quote from Lucian. Boil and fry me. Cauldron boil.
I love it
Fucking
so
love
much.
it. I love cauldron boil me. Like it's just epic.
I enjoy the add-on of boil and fry me.
Yeah.
I don't know if we see that much.
No,
often,
I don't.
like,
I don't think so.
It's definitely cauldron boil me, but I don't think fry me comes in.
Yeah,
very
that's
often.
That's a Lucian thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so Lucian bails
Yeah. He's out.
again, and he's like, she's fucking drunk, mate. Like she's off her chop.
But doesn't he bail once she's found Tam?
Yeah,
'Cause
and
he
he's
does try
like,
and stay
dude, here you
like,
go.
no,
And he's like,
please.
yep, off you fuck.
Let me deal with it.
And Tamlin's like,
Fiddly.
Feyre is white girl wasted
Yeah.
at this point.
yeah.
And then we get to, again, one of my
Oh, goodness.
the most awkward parts in this book, which
Literally.
is the fiddle.
I actually said, and the fiddle situation in
Yeah.
my notes because we've talked about this.
I'm not ready for this. And I feel like I'm not part of this at all because I don't have as much of an issue with the fiddle situation.
I do.
So the reason that I do is because, and I'm going to introduce a segment here.
Go ahead. Receiving.
Things that boys say / do that they think women think are cool
my
and will
God.
find them stronger / more attractive, mate.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
Receiving.
So flexing muscles.
Yes.
Does any woman actually see a man flex their bicep and go, oh, fuck yeah? Like,
No.
no.
Absolutely not.
Yeah. Peacocking / posturing by play fighting in a group of guys to appear tougher.
Obviously not.
Absolutely neg. And, stand by, giving shit to their friends to make them appear funnier and make their friends seem less cool.
Depends on the jokes they're making.
Okay,
Oh, yeah, no.
sure.
No.
Purposefully and obviously doing things that they think or assume women can't do,
Oh.
such as opening a jar, whilst simultaneously teasing the woman about it when they can probably do it on their own to begin with.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
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 And finally, playing the fiddle.
I'm full trying to save this situation.
Okay.
Because
Convert
fiddling-
me. Go ahead.
Fiddling is obviously something that he enjoys. Yeah. He's good at it. Why are we bashing him for his hobby?
Yeah, okay.
I don't think he's doing it to be like, oh my God, Faye, take your pants off. I think he's doing it.
Oh, I absolutely think he's doing it.
Yeah, he's posturing whilst he's doing it. He's like, he is.
Faye's obviously enjoying herself.
She's wasted.
yeah. She
He
shouldn't
could
have drunk
be-
the fairy wine.
Yeah.
Roz,
Yeah, okay.
we're friends, right?
No,
Outside
apparently
of
I don't.
this
Not
podcast.
anymore, apparently.
Yeah, apparently this fiddle situation.
Next time we go out together, I'm going to find a man.
It's different.
And no, it's not. And I'm
is.
going to say to him, Roz loves the fiddle. If you get down on both of your knees,
You find
and
someone in
fiddle
Hobart that can fiddle.
Exactly.
There's
Fiddle.
a reason for that.
I'm going to find him.
Do you know where we can go?
We're not.
Modern Musician.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, shout out
It's
to Modern
different
Musician
though.
for supplying our gear.
Oh,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Sorry, and just Modern Musician. If there is anyone there who is able to play the fiddle, please contact us at the Night Shift Court.
Yeah.
Because I need to meet you and
Yeah.
you need to meet Roz because that turns her on.
That is not what I'm saying.
I mean,
I'm
but you're- okay,
trying-
but let us do our friendly thing to try and set you up.
No.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
What
Okay, you guys
does
go.
the
Talk
fiddle
about
not
the fact
impress
that
you?
you hate fiddles and that you hate Tamlin and that you hate Feyre having a good time. Go ahead. I'll sit here, have my drink.
I just want her to have fun with someone who.
Yeah, you want her to have fun with Reese because we know what's going to happen. It's two very different things.
Okay, all right.
No,
What
look,
about if Reese played the fiddle?
Well, Reese doesn't play the fiddle, and
You
that's,
don't know that. Just because it's never been brought
Reese
up
would
ever.
be like that guy is it John Dreddo with the guitar and the tattoos on TikTok? That you've sent me them on TikTok.
I don't know what their names are.
Shout out to John Dreddo on TikTok, the hottie with the guitar and the tats. And the best thing in there is the comments from men saying, "Sir, our wives are in here." It's great. Anyway,
okay,
let's
talk about your film.
So we end with them having a kiss
in yet another meadow.
And Faye admits she's never been happier.
Actually, I think she says it's the happiest day of her life.
#spew. That's it for this episode of the Night Shift Court podcast. Thank you so much for listening. Please head over to Instagram and TikTok and give us a follow at the Night Shift Court.
Please leave us a good review on Spotify or wherever you're listening.
And if you'd like to reach out, you can contact us at thenightshiftcourt@gmail.com.
This shift is over.
Blessed be the fruit.
I hope the night is kind.